2.
Yes.
Are we ready? Right, yeah, go on then. Good morning, I'm Joe Glaith.
And I'm Sam Palm. Welcome to Hallam News.
First tonight, authorities are warning people about the increase of drink spiking in Sheffield over the holiday period. One Sheffield student found out earlier this month just how easy it is to become a victim.
Over the Christmas period, the last place you'd expect to be is in hospital, but authorities fear this could be the fate for many young drinkers this year, as drink spiking increases over the holiday period. And it's not only young women who are at risk, as 21-year-old Sheffield student Jonathan Fuchs found out earlier this month after he was spiked with an unknown substance whilst on a night out with friends in the city centre.
With being drunk, you sort of, everything's fuzzy, and everything was clear, yet I couldn't do anything. It was all sort of there was nothing like blurred over. It was all just like, I couldn't do stuff.
Jonathan was one of the lucky few who got home safely, but some are not so lucky, and now Sheffield Hallam University are offering advice to those who find themselves in danger.
Help, basically. Don't be on their own. You know, make sure they've got people around them who keep them safe, and then go and get some medical support as soon as possible. So maybe straight to accident and emergency, if that's the quickest route.
The university are now waging a war against drink spiking by offering one-on-one counselling sessions and full medical support if a student finds themselves in this situation. They urge anyone who may find themselves in this position to seek medical attention straight away to prevent any further health risks.
Staying on the dangers of alcohol, this week is Alcohol Awareness Week. Reporter Lewis Jewson has been speaking to a Sheffield student who found out firsthand the dangers of alcohol abuse.
Vod is a 20-year-old law student at Sheffield Hallam University. Last September, after a heavy week of drink injury and Freshers Week, he found himself in excruciating pain and was rushed straight to the hospital.
I didn't get seen for at least 3 hours, and I just couldn't handle the pain. I really thought at that moment I wasn't going to make it, and I said to Becky, who was with me in the doctor's room, that I don't think I can do this anymore. And I just sat there and I had to make sure I couldn't think of the worst and just imagine that I was going to get through it. And then eventually I was seen by a doctor and I was given morphine, and after that I just couldn't remember a thing. I literally blacked out.
The university is fully involved in offering help to people coping with alcohol problems. There is a full range of facilities, including one-on-one counselling sessions, a drop-in service and full medical attention.
Well, I mean, obviously, being a student, especially when you start, is a very high level of alcohol around. So what we do is we talk to students about just trying to sensible drinking, your usual kind of advice you'd get from anywhere else, really, about kind of pacing yourself, alternating alcohol with non-alcoholic drinks, so you're actually keeping your fluid levels up, but not with alcohol all the time.
Obviously, Freshers Week is a major week for all students going to university, and even in second years and third years, they'll feel like they still need to go out for that week and drink excessive amounts of alcohol. But the main thing to do is, after every heavy night out, just to hydrate yourself the next day and make sure that you're drinking plenty of water as well as drinking at night, and not going out without having something to eat, otherwise obviously it won't soak up the alcohol and things like that.
Vod was one of the lucky ones, and despite not being able to ever have a drop of alcohol again, is back to full health and on course to graduate next year.
Students in Sheffield will soon have the option to live a life of luxury in a newly regenerated student village. The current houses on site are going through a full makeover, whilst new facilities such as a cinema are also being built. Our reporter Joel Savoury has more.
Future students who aspire to study in Sheffield will soon have the option to live in a newly refurbished accommodation. Wiltshire-based company Campbell Properties have purchased a student village situated on Norfolk Park and plan to provide students with the best standard of living in the city. The village has approximately 150 houses and chalets available to both Sheffield Hallam and University of Sheffield students. A communal area which includes a pool table, socialising area and a large cinema-style room has been completed. Current residents have been guaranteed an upgraded room with discounted rent while the construction continues.
Well, next year they promised us they're going to be bigger rooms, better bathrooms, just a whole around better accommodation, and they're also building a new cinema room in the common room area, which all the students can use whenever they like.
The redevelopment of the site is currently ongoing as they refurbish all of the houses in preparation to move students in from next summer. Construction will continue on site over the next 2 years and hope to have everything complete and fully open to students by the summer of 2016.
Well, we're going to end up gutting out the whole place, adding a new kitchen, new bathrooms, bigger rooms, give me a dishwasher, washing machines now in the house instead of in a separate area. A lot more benefits for the students, a lot more easier and a lot more simple.
A man in Sheffield who was knocked off his bike in a hit-and-run accident wants people to be aware of safety whilst using Britain's road during National Safety Awareness Week.
Alan Knott, who was hit by a car 5 years ago, has told us his story. Adrian Wood reports.
Alan is one of 190,000 casualties each year as a result of an accident on Britain's roads. He's now back at work. However, his scars tell a story of 2 operations to replace his knee and months of painful rehabilitation.
I've had a couple of accidents in the last sort of 10 years. One of them was when I was working up near Crystal Peaks, which was a hit and run. I hit the car and went over the roof of the car, which in turn did some damage. I'd got concussion and I'd damaged my right knee. I ended up having a small operation that year on my right knee, but it wasn't successful, and earlier this year they actually replaced the whole knee joint.
Road Safety Awareness Week, which starts on the 17th of November, is a cause that's in place to raise the knowledge of pedestrians and road users. But what do people already think of the situation on the roads?
I think it's the dynamics of the roads need to change, not just how it's taught.
I think road safety is like a big issue around Sheffield. I mean, even in like areas around university, you've got quite a few students about, and if people aren't sticking to speed limits or driving safely, then I think it could be an issue.
There should definitely be more awareness for road safety and stuff, more signs, more pedestrian crossings and stuff. And I think also the speed limit should be taken in consideration in certain areas.
Over 100 cyclists are killed on the roads each year. Alan was a lucky survivor.
If you hit another car at 20-30 mile an hour, chances are everybody's going to walk away a bit grumpy. The cars are going to be bent, but people are going to survive. You hit a cyclist or a pedestrian at 20-30 mile an hour, and it could be good night Vienna for them.
Although taking care, Alan can now ride happily ever after. Adrian Wood, Hallam News.
Sheffield is currently leading the race to be crowned Countryfile's best city for country life lovers. Cities including Bristol, Edinburgh and London are being judged on their mix of urban and country space, such as parks, cycle lanes and gardens. Sheffield has been praised for its mixed gardens and accessibility to the Peak District. Campaigners are hoping the award will hopefully boost tourism for the city. Results will be revealed tomorrow morning.
A local live music fundraiser has raised just under £2,000 towards a heart ward at the Northern General Hospital in Sheffield. The charity day was hosted by the Royal Standard Pub. Here's Joe Glave with more.
The Royal Standard Pub held a fundraiser to help fund new equipment for the Chesterman ward at the Northern General Hospital this weekend. Manchester band Rogues featured on a night organised by a pub regular with previous heart problems.
The reason I'm raising it is because I noticed there were wheelchairs and other things not working properly, and nurses were having to lift people rather than wheel them around. And I noticed that many nurses have got bad backs. I thought it's better for it to go to this charity rather than just the main heart ward.
The pub's dog, Spike, who was well known by regulars at the venue, was also involved in the action. When buying a pint, punters could ask for one for Spike, and the money was added to the fundraising pot. Raffles and tombolas were held as about 200 people flocked from all over the country to support the cause.
It's just something we want to do really, because it's obviously a charity that's close to our hearts. They've done a lot for our family, so yeah, we don't mind doing it at all.
I suppose it's always a bonus when you play doing something for a charity, because it's a good cause and it makes it that extra bit special.
My uncle was a patient there for a fair few months, and they looked after him really well. So people have donated all these prizes, and we're just trying to raise money by selling them.
This is the first fundraising event at the venue, but according to organisers, it might not be the last. Joe Glave, Hallam News.
People of Sheffield have been spoilt for choice with mouth-watering taste from around the world because of the Continental Food Market, which has taken place on Fargate this week. The free event offered the public a selection of different stalls which represented different places from around the world with delicious foods and drinks. There was a Polish beer tent, Spanish paella, French pastries, Italian biscotti and Texas barbecue to name a few. Friendly traders were offering a variety of free samples.
I'd say quite important actually. I'd say we do it quite often. Pretty much everyone will have a curry or every week or something. I think we often do tend to eat food from different cultures. After all we have is fish and chips.
This weekend saw Kelham Island hold their annual Victorian Christmas market at their industrial museum. People of all ages started to experience the up-and-coming festival period with appearances from reindeers all the way from the North Pole, as well as a visit from Santa himself. Choirs, fun fairs and food stalls were also present as people got to experience the Victorian heritage up close. The authentic River Don engine and the Victorian drawing workshops proved most popular and drew large crowds out of the 1,300 people that attended over the weekend.
Well, since it's only 6 more days till Christmas, I think I'm starting to feel a bit festive.
Well, I'm starting to feel the cold chill, Joe.
So that's it from us this morning on Hallam News. Be sure to tune into our evening bulletin later on tonight. I've been Joe Glaive.
I'm Sam Palm.
Have a very good morning.